Hi, Chris McCloone here at Rev It Up Coffee Conversation at the REV Fire Group's booth at FDIC 2024. With me today is Larry Daniels. He is the Senior Director of Sales for the REV Fire Group, and Chris McCloone, the Vice President of Sales for the REV Fire Group. Now guys, when we look at FDIC International, what we're looking at here today, and most of the time at the show, is what is available today. We did celebrate this week E1's 50th anniversary, so we did look to the past a little bit to see how we got to where we are today. But a big part of this show is also about the future, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the future of fire. We're going to talk about some of the products that are available today and will be available hopefully in the near future. So Larry, I'm going to start with you. Talk about some of the innovations that we're looking at right now as we look to the future of fire.
Thanks, Chris. You know, if you walk around this entire convention center, there's tons of innovation here, lots and lots of new things coming into the fire service. So when you talk about the future of fire, I think we can safely say the future is here. Mm-hmm. This is the fourth year we've shown the Vector product here, the first North American fully electric style fire truck, and this truck is going to be delivered to Toronto in a few weeks, and they've got a second one right behind it. So Vector is the future for a lot of departments, and it's here, it's coming. Yesterday we also featured an Omniplex multiplex system designed by SafeFleet. It's installed in one of our trucks here, and it takes electrical systems multiplexing to the next level. It does Apple CarPlay, it does voice activation instead of idiot lights and buzzers and stuff like that. So we're bringing the technology into fire trucks that people are used to using in their everyday lives.
And that's the key. I mean, really, and that's what happens as technology matures. You know, sometimes it takes us, the rest of the time to catch up with it in terms of, where the phones are and all that kind of stuff. But that's really the key is, right. That technology matures and then we put it out there. There is also a lot going on right now in terms of, record backlogs. I mean, we're not saying anything that people don't already know, but manufacturers like your 7 brands are doing a lot to address those as we move into the future of fire. So Chris, why don't you talk a little bit about some of those initiatives?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. As you look at it, and as you said, it's kind of the elephant in the room. And when you look at what's happened since COVID and supply chain issues and labor pool issues and things like that, and yet the market has stayed strong. And as it stayed strong, that backlog is built out. And again, every manufacturer is having those challenges. And candidly, when you look at the workforce, this industry was built, on handcrafted, bespoke vehicles that were built by craftsmen. And you look at the employees and you look at the skilled labor, and it's not what it was 30 years ago, and that's just a fact. And so that creates challenges and continues to create challenges in the manufacturing process. And so with that, the backlog has grown with the historic market that we've had. Our focus every day is to become more efficient in the manufacturing process, to work our backlog down, to be able to get quality fire apparatus in the hands of the departments. But that's really, as we look forward and what we're doing, we kind of got a bifurcated process that we're looking at. One aspect of it is how can we become more efficient with the backlog that we have right now. The second part of that is looking to the future and saying, okay, what can we do, starting with the sales process all the way through delivery and acceptance by the fire department to become more efficient in all aspects of that process.
Talk about some of those options that are going to appear here as a result of all that. When we talk about sort of select vehicles and things like that. Talk about what we might see with that.
So it's interesting when you look at what it takes to get from an order to acceptance and the process that's involved, it's very detailed. We want to be able to provide every fire department exactly to meet their needs, to provide them the best quality product that meets the city's needs and the fire department's needs. With that, we want to become more efficient in what we're doing and be able to get it to them in a quicker manner. The other elephant in the room that we talk about a lot is price. I mean, we've had inflationary pricing has hit us and just continues to climb. With that, we're looking to address it several different different ways. One of those ways is kind of a modular build. Our S180 program has been a phenomenal program, and that's a designed and engineered custom fire truck that we are able to get through our upfront process and system a lot quicker, through the manufacturing process quicker, and in the hands of the customer much quicker. We started looking at that with all of our brands and all seven of our lines. To that end, we have we unveiled this week at FDIC the Select Series aerial behind us, and so it's the same S180 concept that we've carried into E1 that we're doing with that aerial, that aerial product, and that's what we're looking at all phases of our business right now.
One of the things that Chris touched on is the fact that our business is a custom business. Yep. And I think every manufacturer at one time or another has tried to figure out a way to build an easier truck to build, and they miss the mark because they limit so many of the options and stuff that it becomes a truck that's kind of unsellable in the market. So as Chris said with S180, there are 12 models in the matrix that are interchangeable: tank sizes, pump sizes, engine sizes, axles, independent suspension, and all that. So departments like the City of Houston can take that style of a truck and customize it to meet their needs. So it's all about being able to get it through that upfront process. At the end of the day, with the backlogs and the delivery times that everybody's experiencing right now, if we can shorten the time from the PO till it hits the shop floor, that'll make a huge difference, and that's what modular fire truck design is all about.
But I also think, in tandem with what you talked about just a few minutes ago with Omniplex and things like that, when you are removing some of those more, I don't want to say complicated, but time-consuming tasks that multiplexing can replace, that's also going to bring that down as well. So when you implement the new technologies that are available to the fire apparatus builders, that even more reduces that time.
It certainly does, and that's one of the other aspects. Again, we've got a lot of processes that we consistently look at to get better, and part of that is complexity reduction. And that complexity, what that means is several different things. But one of the aspects, just to touch on what you said, is looking at new technology. How can we implement that new technology to kind of reduce the complexity that we have on the shop floor to be able to get it through our process quicker and get it in the hands of the fire department?
The other thing that happens out there is everybody always talks about the fact that fire trucks are complex, right? A lot of times they want to push that back to the customer and say, you've designed an unbuildable truck, or you're way too complex. One of the things that we did as a REV Fire Group, we took an introspective look, and a good deal of the complexity in our product is created by us. That's right. Customers typically don't tell us, specifics on axles and all that. At one of our brands, we had over 1,250 option codes for rear axles. Nobody needs that many option codes for rear axles, so it's a two-pronged approach. We have to reduce the complexity that we create to make our systems easier to operate in, get that product to the floor faster, and then focus on complexity reduction on the option content, but keep it to where a department can still customize it to meet their needs.
And to kind of dovetail off what Larry was saying, the way that we've done that and the way we're approaching that and attacking it is we're letting the data tell us. And what that means is we're going into the backlog. Obviously, we have a historic backlog, so we go through and we take a look at what are fire departments ordering, what are their options, what do they need, what do they want, and we're utilizing that data and those take rates to drive those aspects of what we're looking at moving forward and how we need to kind of manage that process.
Perfect. Well, guys, thank you very much for sitting down with me today, Larry and Chris. We are on the last day of FDIC International right now, so the doors are going to open soon. So I'm going to let you guys get back to it. Any other comments just to wrap things up?
Yeah, just real quick, Chris. I just want to thank you and the Clarion team. We really appreciate everything you do for the fire service and that you've done for us. And we've just really enjoyed this series this year, and feel like we've had a fantastic FDIC. Appreciate it.
When I tell you, it is our pleasure to do that for you and for the fire service. So again, this has been Chris McCloone with Larry Daniels and Chris McClung here at Rev It Up Coffee and Conversation at FDIC International 2024. Have a good one, everybody, and stay safe.
Thank you.
Good day. Thank you.